I don't wanna wait for my life to be over, so I do it now.
Good day, everyone. It's Transphemerate MTG here with another quick draft of Final Fantasy on Magic Arena. On a bit of a tear, 3-6-2s in a row, having some good climbing going on. So we'll see if that can continue with what we've got going on here. Starting off with a Venser Shaper Savant. Pretty decent card. I mean, 4/4 flash that returns a spell or permanent to hand, always handy. Got a Darkness Crystal. If non-taken creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead and they gain a couple of life. It could be very, very handy as a nice little play, but I think I do really like the Venser here. The Master Zand. What do we got going? Also got a Cloud of Darkness. When it enters, something gets killed. It's a nice sort of kill spell. It's a 5-mana 3/3 flyer that kills something on the way in, and a bunch of other commons. But I think I'm going to take the Venser here. A card that I played with an awful lot when I was younger, which is always quite nice. Sin Spearer's Punishment. Whenever enters or attacks, exile permanent from your graveyard at random, create a token copy. I mean, a 7/7 flyer is a big beater. It's in one of the colours we are looking at, but it is a pretty big risk to take it. We're going to go for it. We're going to see if we can play around this ginormous bomb. Here we've got Blitzball with a Tonberry is really nice. First strike and death touch on your turn. It sort of just gets in quite a lot of damage. Don't really want to take any of the cards that are outside of Sultai now. Brainstorm. How good is Brainstorm going to be? That is the real question, because there's probably not an awful lot that I can do to shuffle cards away. Yeah, I mean, we'll take the Brainstorm anyway. It's a handy little card to have. Here we've got a few options as well. We've got Ultros, the side quest. Not probably going to have enough birds to worry about the side quest too much. X-Death could actually be alright. Gain 3 life, and I can transform it if I get enough things into the bin, which is possible. So something like Retrieve the Esper, Grand Pulse Ochu. And also the Ultras, but don't really have any expensive non-creatures at the moment. I'm going to take X-Death. We're really going to pull into the 3 colours. Okay, Ether here can copy some instant or sorceries and add mana. Forest Cycler there, which could be handy. Enchant, tap it, doesn't untap. Activated abilities can't be activated. It's not bad removal. It gets a threat out of the way pretty nicely. When the rat dies, it makes a treasure token. Could just go for that, see if we can accelerate the Sin through even more. We've got a nice land here. Dark Knight's Greatsword, which is pretty good. +3/+0 is pretty big, and equipping for life can be either a positive or a negative. Don't want to take any of the cards that are off the colours at the moment. Magic Dampener to give something hexproof and untap. Fixing. Dark. No, I'm going to take the fixing. I think a land at this point is not a terrible way to go about things. Here I've got a side quest. 8 or more cards in my graveyard. It becomes a 4/4 fly, but at 4, or draw 3, discard 2. That's not too bad. Same with the Blitzball. Probably not going to worry about the Scorpion Sentinel. 2-drop, 1/4. I'm going to take the Precious Wanderings just to see if I can again accelerate into Sin nice and quickly. Here, I don't really want to take the Crossroad Village or the Barren Airship Kingdom. What's this Stolen Uniform? Gain control of that equipment, text to the chosen creature. When I have control of the equipment. Okay, it's not really what I'm after. I'm going to take the Marlborough here. It's nice at 6, and I can also use it to Swamp Cycle. Here, Ice Flan, Retrieve the Esper, and a Cactar. 1 mana 3/3. Keeps on coming back and forth. I'm not sure that's exactly what I'm after either. I don't take the Ice Flame just for the island cycling, because I can continue to actually hit land drops up into 7 and potentially accelerate a little, but I don't think that's going to be too bad at all. Don't want random encounter. Magic Pots, I mean, when it dies, create a treasure and an exiling card from a graveyard. Oh, it's fine, I guess. Quirin Merchant, draw a card, discard, and then draw 3 cards. I'm actually going to take that. A little bit of looting never hurt anyone, and hopefully I have enough maps. Here, take the Flanagan or the World Map. World Map's not really acceleration, but could be a reasonable 1-drop. Also, just getting things into the bin isn't a terrible idea. Here, I'll just take artifact, doesn't really matter. I'll take the Ether here just to see, and a Magic Damper could be alright, but I doubt it's going to end up seeing any play. Ooh, okay. Here we've got a land, which is good. Marlborough. Vane's Treachery is kind of nice. 2 mana, -6, -6. Probably not going to play the side quest. The Fang. Oh, that's losing life. That's fine. Whenever you want more cards, leave your graveyard. How often are things going to leave my graveyard, though? Even still, draw a card, lose a life. Let's see. I suppose Sin would make it. Ether won't. X-Death won't. That's not going to. But it also does meld with a creature, and I think I'm going to take the removal spell. I think, yeah, last game I did not prioritize removal nearly as much, and it certainly made a difference. Here, I think the Fenrir has just got to be it. It's a creature, it gets me a land. Summon GF Cerberus is kind of nice, but I'm not in red. 3/3, Surveil 1, copy a spell, copy the spell twice on the second time round. I mean, Thunder Magic would be nice here as well. Both Sephiroth's Intervention and Black Mage's Rod are pretty good. Poison the Waters is a tasty wee card, can get rid of a lot of sort of wizards. Say they've got a lot of wizards on the other end, or just a lot of tokens. But I think the Fenrir accelerates me, makes things big, draws me a card. I think it's got to be the pick. Here, I've got another X-Death. We've got a Lock Coal. Death Touching Lifelinker. That helps me get some searching online and also reach the horizon. Now, chances are neither of those are going to come back to me because they're both uncommons, and I think the bots prioritise taking uncommons a little bit more. The Lock Coal on 3 is actually kind of nice. Death Touching Lifelink that helps me search and it bins things. That's what I'm going to take. And here I've got a Shoe Puff, which I probably don't want. Another Precious Wanderings, which could be kind of handy. Got a Vincent's Limit Break, which could be nice. Could even use that maybe on the Fenrir. Get it back. Gonna have another X-Death, but I'm not sure I'm going to be running too many of them. And I've got the Stuck in the Summoner's Sanctum as well. Because if we get the Fenrir back, or something else that dies, make it a little bit bigger. Between these two in my mind, I don't really want to take the Precious Wandering. This is a flash removal spell. I'm going to take the Vincent's Limit Break. Okay, here I think I take the Reach the Horizon. Don't think that's going to be too handy for me. I mean, Affinity for Artifacts is really nice, so I don't have that many artifacts when I'm looking at it. Precious Wandering is essentially just a slightly worse version of Reach the Horizon, and that helps me get the colour fixing that I will need. Here, I've got a Sage's Nowliths. Untapped target attacking creature as a cleric. A T-Rex, Iron Giant I could ramp into. I really want the Shoe Puff. I'm going to take another Land Cycler. So I've got one of each Land Cycler, which I think is pretty solid for the meantime. Commune with Beavers could be really nice. And Clash of the Icons. Actually, I think a pseudo removal spell wouldn't be too shabby. Here I am going to just get rid of the cards that I'm not 100% on at the moment. Everything else right now, I think I'll cut the world map as well, just to be safe. Here I think a Commune with Beavers is going to be really nice. I can keep surveilling and drawing cards at instant speed, but I think being able to find a creature or a land on turn 1 wouldn't be too bad. I'm going to take the Retrieve the Esper here over the side quest. I mean, drawing and discarding. Oh, actually, I've only got a couple at 4. I mean, this makes some decent bodies, but I think that's going to help just get things through a little bit better. I'll take another Wanderings. Might not play both of them. Also, Reach the Horizons came back, so I'll take both of those. Might even cut cut one of them for now. Might even cut the second one. Got 4 copies of the Wanderings and an Iron Giant. Sure, keep that in at the meantime. Oh, I got 2 rares in the pack, and neither of them are a colour that I'm really wanting to look at whatsoever. So, Furion, equipped creatures have haste. Whenever a non-token equipment enters, I can create a token that's a copy of it, which is kind of nice. It gets rid after 1 turn. The Stiltskin it's kind of fun. Yeah, Thief's Knife. When it deals coming to play, draw a card, and as a rogue. That could be useful. Probably more useful than the limit breaks. I mean, the Dragoon's Wyvern gives me a good couple of bodies. Don't really want to take the Land Cycler, but here I'm actually going to prioritize fixing. I know it's a little bit strange, but I've got the bombs for it. Here, don't want to take a second side quest. Fat Chocobo is probably not going to do too much for me. Revelation could be nice to help dig deep for things. And these Albed Savages, whenever this creature or another creature or artifact I control dies, get to drain something. Now, how often is that going to happen? Probably not as often as I would want. I'm not really running that sort of sacrificey deck, so I'm going to take Resentful Revelation just for a good little bit of digging. Here, another Stolen Uniform, Bard's Bow. A couple of cards we've seen before. I mean, Hectize is kind of nice, but Demon Wall is also kind of nice. A 2/2 Menacing Defender that if it has a counter on it. Now, how often am I could potentially sort of Fenrir into it. Not going to have any way to get a counter on it much otherwise. Take out the Iron Giant for now. Got 21, got 19 cards at the moment. Feels a little bit big. I'm going to take the Demon Wall and Hectize. I think I'm just going to get a little bit more use out of it. Definitely going to take a 5th Wanderings at this point. The Wyvern for a couple of creatures as well. I mean, a Flyer is nice. Here, create 2 tapped creature tokens. It's got flashback. X these tokens with this number of creatures. I think that's actually not a bad little way to go. Here we've got a few cards. We've got Travel the Overworld, which is actually really nice. Drawing 4 cards can be super handy. I think that's going to be what I take. I'll take out the Current Merchant for now. Here I think I've got enough playables, so I'm really looking at getting as many fixing towns as I can to make my mana base as tidy as possible. Here I could either take the Dreams of Laguna or the Resentful Revelation. They're similar sorts of cards. This one is 3 deep at sorcery speed. This one is potentially 2 deep. I'm going to take a second Revelations instead. Don't want the... I could actually take the Crossroad Villages, but I'm not really too keen on the tap land. Cast non-creature spells. How many non-creature spells have I got? I mean, 11... 12? Is that enough? I'm not sure if it is, you know. Especially with 4 or more mana to cast it. So Final Days, Side Quest, Reach the Horizons, Travel the Overworld. Actually, that's not too bad. I'll take it. I might not end up playing it, but we'll definitely take it. Here I've got some Job Select, Surveillance Scry. +1/+1, and whenever it deals, come into play, draw a card. How much do I have in terms of being able to get damage through? I've got Menace on that. I've got nothing on that. Death Touch, Lifelink, Flash on that. Don't really have that many creatures. I've got 10 creatures. So I'm trying to control things until later in the game at this point. So potentially having a Thieves' Knife might not be the worst idea. Okay. We'll go in that direction. Here... I want the magic down, but don't really want another Ice Flan. Do I take another side quest? What's my curve looking like? I've already got a lot of cards at 4, so I probably don't want to take that at 4. I'll take the Ice Flan and throw it in the sideboard. Here, I guess Stolen Uniform. Not going to end up playing it. Limit Break. Probably not even going to play the first one that I have. I've got a couple on the board now. Lofret Scout, probably not going to be playing either, and Rook Turret, whenever another artifact enters, probably not going to play that either. So, an interesting little pile, sort of looking to be like a Sultai Sultai ramp, Sultai control into mid-range. Fair few 2-drops, fair few 3-drops, so 5, 5, and 5. And all of my creatures are towards that top end with, yeah, Icefland, Marlborough, Balam, Sun Spirit. So I can definitely cut a land, probably cut a swamp, put in an Icefland, honestly, just because the more and more tapped token copies of things I can get from the yard, it's probably going to be pretty handy. So it's currently 16 lands. Could probably play 15 because I've got a Wandering, it's got 2 Horizons, got a Fenrir. Resentful Revelations helps me dig. Commune with Beavers helps me dig. Brainstorm sort of helps me dig. Happy to sort of sacrifice artifacts or creatures, I think. Could just get rid of this Prima Vista. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as well as flashbacks on the Revelations. Flashback on... is that it? No, flashback on the final day is probably actually worth keeping in a crew 2 for a 5-3. I think that's alright. So when I go down to 15 lands, I do have a lot of cards that require pretty hefty flashback. And I would be cutting a blue because I've got an Icefland. I'm going to run this. I've got 1, 2, 3 land cyclers. I've got 3 towns, so decent enough fixing. That means that instead of 7, I mean 4 for 4 cards is pretty good value. This can help search for land. This can help. No, sorry, that can't. This searches for land. That searches for land. This gives me a treasure. This helps me dig a little bit deeper. These get me a couple of lands. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. It's looking pretty different from what I've drafted so far in Final Fantasy. But off we go, climbing on the way to Diamond, hoping we can continue a good stretch of form and luck in this draft that helps us get to that Diamond situation, which is sort of really what we're wanting. If we can hit Diamond, I mean the goal would be to be double mythic. Not playing enough Constructed at the moment to really get. I'm just enjoying this so much. Enjoying having the see, this is the problem. I think I have to mulligan even with a Fenrir and Reach the Horizons, because if I don't draw a land, I'm sort of stuck. Black here is a little bit better. I can Island Cycle if I want to, so I'm going to keep 6. Going to actually bottom the Fencer, because I'll have a shuffle anyway, so a reasonable chance I get him back. What do they play? Oh, they're brainstorming turn 1. That's okay. Depending on what I draw this turn, I may Island Cycle, I may just run out the Diorats, I may just play the Resentful Revelation. Could be a good idea to do the Revelation now, but I think potentially getting that 3rd mana might be a little bit more important. They're going to have to... no, they don't discard. Island here. I'll play the Rat, because I can Island Cycle next turn or a Resentful Revelation for a Forest if I need to. If I draw it, having this 2-2 on board, that does get me a land. Pretty handy. So rearrange things a little bit, make it a bit easier for me to just look down. Get your cuckoo UFO. Okay, that's fine, I think. Go with that, and then do I Revelation here now? I think I do Revelation here now. I get the final days, or do I find a land? I think I actually find a land here. Take a forest, because the final days goes to the bin. And not going to attack, because there's no point, they just chump it. They can get a mana up as well here with a poo-poo UFO. A little bit spooky if they're going to be able to accelerate out of things even more than I can. Draw 3, discard 2. Go searching for a land as well if I want. Put another counter onto the Rat. Let's see what my opponent does. Make the decision after that. At this point I could almost be hardcasting the Icefland, especially with a draw and a search here, but they are taking their sweet old time. ride the shoe puff, but they played a land first. They could have double tokened it. That's an interesting decision from them. Okay. Here we'll go forest. We will actually now just go for a nice search for a land. Not going to be able to play anything else this turn, so I'm going to get some more fixing. I'm going to get a black-green fixer. No, it's going to be a blue-green fixer. Now I'm going to put a counter on the rat and attack for 3. They're going to be able to put more onto the poo-poo UFO as well next turn. Well, I imagine they will. I mean, they missed putting a counter on it anyway. It could be a 2/6 by now if I am not just making things up. Land, make the UFO bigger. The base power can hit me for 4. Yeah. Costs 3 for them to do that, so combat tutorial, drawing. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. At instant speed, that's actually kind of nice. I don't think I do Prima Vista. Actually, should I Prima Vista? I think I probably should. Either that or a side quest. Maybe to cycle the flan. No, I am going to side quest. Draw 3, discard 2. Can discard a ice flan, and do I discard the Vista? Or do I discard the land? And the community beavers can help me hit things. The more non-creatures I have in the yard, I think that's better. I'm gonna go town, enters tap, and I'm gonna commune with beavers here now. Ooh, funny a Fenrir, that's kind of nice. And attack because got nothing better to do. They are ramping something pretty fierce. Hit me for 5, 6 potentially. If they decide to spend the mana on the UFO. Make it even harder to kill with Vane's Treachery though, which is, I mean, that's quite something. Fat Chocobo. Alright. What's going to go on here? Resentful Resolution. So I think we'll cast the Revelation. Ooh, actually the clash of the icons here is kind of nice, because what I can do is I can go... oh, I can't actually. Here we go. It's sorcery. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Fuck it. Summon Fenrir, get a land. Swap. And I mean that's. Let's attack with the rats. See if they want to take a little bit of bait, or if they'll take the damage instead. And stop the creature from getting trampled. I mean, it's not the end of the world. This UFO is nice, that's fine. And I will then Vane's Treachery without the kicker. Oh no, cancel. We'll go here. And we'll target the Chocobo, auto pay. Just so I can potentially block the bird if I want to. This will transform past the end of the turn. I can actually block the UFO if I wanted. I got a little bit more of an option to block the bird as well. But I think I'd rather have the 4/4 flyer. Make 4 2/2 black horrors, but I need a way to sort of get through the UFO at this point more than anything. I mean, drawing Sin would be about as good as it gets at this point. Don't really want to have to flash all of these things back, but Sin as a 7/7 flyer, ooh, they can make it even bigger, so it can be 7. Rough. They can also mill cards to reduce some of the damage, but... what do they do here? The Fenrir with the extra counter could be nice. Don't really want a final days when I've got nothing else on board. It makes it pretty difficult to stabilize when I'm taking quite a lot of damage potentially. Cool. 5-9, that's going to get a little bit bigger. What are they doing here? Because that's potentially 8 damage, communing with beavers. Finding another land that they're going to be able to put on to water crystal. Interesting. Let that resolve. They're going to attack with just the UFO, or are they wanting to attack with both? Let's see what they choose. Crew up the magic carpet and block the birdie. Maybe they did consider that. Taking a lot of damage here though. Oof. I guess we cast this resentful revelation. Oh, we get the sin, that's really nice, which means next turn I at least have a reasonable play. Next, just gonna move through attacks. Gonna block the UFO next turn. I think that's gotta be what I do. Because I can play Sin next turn, which is certainly gonna help. It's not gonna be able to kill the UFO, but it certainly gives me a bit more of an option. Shoot puff, that's fine. They can attack if they like. Hopefully they don't have a removal for my magicked card. Oh, it's a magicked card. I thought it was a magic carpet, but that makes a little bit sense. Tifa. Yeah, it makes sense why they're running the sort of deck that they are, but interesting colours in blue instead. Because I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got the Sin as well as a Clash that I can fight the Tifa with it. Lionheart. Now I'm going to wait for it to target my Fenrir. Yep. So then I'm going to crew up my magicked card, not take the damage from the UFO. And I hope that dropping Sin is enough to stabilise me, because it's feeling pretty rough. Can they equip that? Pseudo equip, doesn't really matter, they can't attack with Tifa. They get a 7/7 as well, but I've got a lot of permanents in the graveyard which I can potentially look to get back. Final days would be nice as well. Just didn't have enough to deal with the look, if I had had the mana to be able to hit the UFO with the Vane's Treachery early, that would have been certainly more than ideal. Spear. And then we're going to have Sin fight Tifa. Unfortunately have to block the UFO, which really sucks because it means that I won't be able to kill it, and if I can get rid of a Sin somehow. This UFO's just gotten ginormous with the Ride the Shoot Path. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's game anyway. Yeah, not being able to, the fact that it was already too much to, that even -6/-6 wouldn't kill it. Yeah, a little bit of a rough one. But I feel like the deck performed adequately enough. It sort of did what I was expecting it to do. Again, just that pressure that they put on. Didn't think that a poo-poo UFO was going to be what they really did, and you know what would have really hurt me as much as it did. But here, draw and then brainstorm main phase, I guess. See what we pick up. Keep 7. Got all the colours. Have a creature. Have some searching and the brainstorm as well. So feels pretty alright. So island and then some brainstorm right now. Oh well. I guess we been a swamp and a swamp. Yep. Fine. 15 lands and I still draw that many of them. It's a lovely old start, isn't it? Here we'll go... Actually, Resentful Revelation is probably really good here, because I know what is in my library, know what's on top, and the fact that I can get rid of one of the lands, and obviously the Flan being in the yard's not too bad either. For the X-Death next turn, because I've got the Forest, instead of the Demon Wall. I mean, I could play the Demon Wall that turn, but I felt like actually being able to dig deep when I knew that there was a land I wanted to pin on top. It's pretty good. That tutorial is drawing cards. Alright. Fine by me. Play X-Death on my turn, and this next turn I'm probably just going to look at playing the tap land and the Demon Wall. Maybe, depending on what they play, I keep a Vane's Treachery up as well instead and not play the tap land. Ooh, sacrifice, that's alright. They have another land drop, that's the question. Here, I'm actually going to play out the Demon Wall and the Vane's Treachery, just because I want the ability to potentially kill the wizard or whatever they play on 4. I don't really want to be sacrificing the wall, but if it comes to it, I may need to sacrifice the wall. I'll play the Prima Vista next turn and be able to crew it with the wall at this point, because I can't put the counters on it at the moment. Scorpion Sentinel, okay. They're killing the Demon Wall somehow? No, okay. Wizard. 2/3 Flying Vigilance, spend it only to cast an artifact spell. Seems alright. Yep. Pass to attacks. Yeah, let's pass the turn. Play this Forest and I will play the Prima Vista. Do have the Resentful Revelation I can cast from the bin at some point to help out with that, but having a 5/3 blocker stops them from attacking with anything other than the Scorpion Sentinel. Because if they do corrupt the cargo ship with the Sentinel, I will have the Vista to be able to block it pretty handily. Let's see what they're up to, because next turn I can actually pop counters on the wall as well and start threatening attacks with it. If that is what I want to do. Ilmeg Pixie. I've got a little bit of flying blockers here. Do they want to attack? Nope, they're paying mana for things. Phantom Train. Okay. That's okay. I could potentially look at Vane's Treacherying it at some point if I want it. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Here, I'm actually just going to play the tap land here finally. I'm going to commune with beavers first, see what I can pull off the top. Marlborough here I think is pretty good. It's going to be a decent play next turn. Here, I need that to crew. What I'll do is I'll crew up my Prima Vista. I will attack them. If they want to block, that's great. If they don't, that's great. Okay. What was the point of that? Cool. So I am going to Vane's Treachery. So they can't block it regardless. Wasting a spell. Becomes a 1/2. Let that resolve. Resolve. To blocks. Wonderful. They wasted protection. Feels pretty good. And here I am also going to clash of the icons. Have this fight the Pixie. No, I'm going to have it fight the Scorpion Sentinel. Now that they are tapped out, they could sacrifice the Sentinel to the Phantom Train. That's fine by me. Gets rid of it either way. And they can't do anything with the Phantom Train. Nice! I think that went about as okay as I would have liked. Because here, I think the Marlborough is not a bad plan. Oh, they're just going to be able to get through and get some damage going though, because they'll re-equip the knife. I imagine maybe they sacrifice the hero to the Phantom Train, attach the knife to the train. Attack for 6, draw a card. 6, 7, 8, draw a card. Nope. Yeah, I would have done that differently, but I guess maybe having a 3-2 flyer feels nice for them at this point. Yeah. They'll surveil. Take 9 going to 10. Look at the Marlborough, which makes them discard one of their cards. Oh, that's not really what I wanted though. There's Marlborough. I can block their flyer next turn. Happy to sort of sacrifice the Prima Vista, I think. They discard a card, exile the top 3 cards of their library. Oh, which included Arden and a Valkyrie aerial unit. That's a nice hit. And I was going to pass through this turn. I think that's excellent. Excellent, excellent. Because next turn I can potentially even look at Resentful Revelationing from the yard, or making the Demon Wall a little bit bigger, or I could just block the Pixie with the Prima Vista this turn. Circle. Okay. Things are getting to look pretty rough, but even if they sacrifice one creature, I can block the Phantom Train. When they attack Surveil 1, it's fine. I think I am actually just going to block the Pixie. Yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to tap the Demon Wall. I want to kill the Prima Vista before blocks. I think that's okay. See what happens here. They're just going to re-equip the knife. They don't know. Oh, they do have the mana for it with the cargo ship. I've got a knife here as well. Now I'm going to Revelation. Need to try and hit something that's big and nice, like a Sin Spara's Punishment. And here I just pass through the turn, don't let anything happen. If they attack with the cargo ship, that's fine. If they attack with the Phantom Train, honestly be happy to double block. Just because I've got the Sin in hand. I mean, both games here I've been able to get to the point where Sin has been playable. Marlborough, oh, I'll discard the Thief's Knife. Land, Fenrir land. No, land, Fenrir, Resentful Revelation. Yeah, the Phantom Train is looking a little bit more dangerous, but if they don't crew it up by sacking something here, I think that's fine. Yeah, cool, awesome. Hit me for 2. I do go to 5, that's pretty scary. Play a Sin makes things a little less scary, unless they counter it, which they've got 1 mana and an artifact. And hoping that I hit something pretty bomb. Let's see what I make a... Cool, I gain 3 life. Hell yes. And I get an extra land and play. And I've got a 7/7 flyer. Do I attack with the Marlborough? No, I need it up in case the Phantom Train gets ginormous and I need to multi-block. So they could very well have removal for Sin. Very imposing artwork though as well. Cargo ship. Thanks, gonna kill the Sin. Yep. I mean, this will flip at the beginning of my end step. I don't think that helps much. They're going to attack with a cargo ship. Should really be looking to attack with the Phantom Train. Yeah, okay, 7/7. Attack with everything. Let's see, if I block the Marlborough, I'll take 3, 4, 5. I probably think I just die here, because I think if I block the wall onto Marlborough and Marlborough onto the Phantom Train. Unless he realises he can sack the token to the Phantom Train, I will take 7, because I'm taking 3, 4, 5 right now. Take the 6 damage if they sack the token to the Phantom Train, or the Marlborough to the Phantom Train. Yep, they figured it out. And that's game! Okay. Not nearly as well as what I would have been wanting to think so far. I think it's a fun little deck, but it doesn't seem to be doing quite the trick that I wanted it to, which is a little bit unfortunate. See if I've got any other reasonable removal. Hexproof could kind of be nice. Ether, maybe not. For instance, Limit Break. Wandering, no. I don't really have much here at all. What could I do? I just haven't drawn. Do I want 2 Resentful Revelations, or do I just want the 1? I might just take the 1, and I might get rid of the Prima Vista. As nice as it is, I'll actually take the Kurin Merchant and 1 Limit Break. Is that going to be worth it? Because I can gain a little bit of life. Can save a Spearer maybe. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, speaking on a 7-drop, you know, a little bit risky, as it always is, but, you know, I don't really feel too shabby. I feel like I should be going a little bit better than what things are going. Better than it is, really. Really should have been in a pretty good spot here. I think I've had a couple of really nice hands. Let's see. Oh, I've got a Dire Rats, a Demon Wall that I can play out. Maybe I actually make the Demon Wall more useful the next time. I'm going to keep 7 here because I've got 2 things I can play. I can have a third if I just, you know, sort of attack into things or block with the City Rats. And I think the island site be close to events. Carnet, Princess Alexandria Island, and yeah, I'm going to play this Rats instead because they might want to trade. Especially if they ride the shoe puff. Yeah, I'll be happy to block here. Blocking here is totally fine by me. I'd rather have a token. Cool. Just going to chance. Here I can't even flash in. No, that's not what I wanted to flash in. We'll go Demon Wall. This is where only playing 15 lands does get a little bit expensive. Not going to block this turn, I don't think. They're running out of cards. 7-point swing at that stage though. And Earth Crystal. Okay. Interesting. Island cycle. Get an island. Really not too handy. Really not too pleased. I mean, at least I can bounce it after the next turn. I'm just going to have to block at this stage, I think. Now watch me draw a bunch of lands in a row at this stage. It's going to be the way that it is. Definitely have to block. Yep, here I'm just going to pass through the turn. Hope that they double up on the princess a whole bunch. They're going to use the Earth Crystal 2 plus +1 counters. I'm going to get another 4 counters on it. I think they think that they're just about in for the good stuff. Yep. So return the garnet to its hand. I've spent a lot of time working on it, and now I've got the X-Death, I've got the Thane's Treachery, attack in with Events of Savant, so I can, yeah, look at getting the Lifelinker killed, and I've stabilized. I'm on 19. I took 3 total damage, lost a couple of creatures, which of course is not fantastic. Here, I think I do actually have to sacrifice the art of the creature, sacrifice the Venser, to make sure that they don't just double up. with all of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, I miscounted completely. That's fine. Here we will go side quest, draw and discard. Draw, discard a T-Rex and a merchant. Play an island. Attack for 3. And transform at the end of turn. Become a 6/3. I can keep going digging with Sin if I want, but yeah, they've run out of steam pretty nicely, I think. So here I'm actually going to create a couple of tapped horrors and attack in for 6 because I may as well. If they've got a removal spell, I'm just going to turn them into a creature. Nice, completely forgot about that. They're going to attack me for 7 next turn. This is going to transform. I do have a flyer now. I can play Sin if I draw a land. Play greens. They're going to make things really big. They can't. Oh, okay. Are they going to replay the greens? It's beautiful. Sin. Nice. Make a rat. Crew up the flyer. Get in for 4 damage. Needs to be taking this really slow from now. And I can't block with the Sin, I don't think. Have to just block with one of the horrors. They don't have trample, which is kind of nice. That Earth Crystal is a little bit of a problem too. But I can at this point. Oh, yep. Yep. Very nice. Let's see. They're gonna double. Yep. Pass. I'm gonna take 5. Block. Pass damage. That's not really what I'm looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I just make 7 tapped zombies and pass through the turn so I can continue chumping and then go digging next turn for as much as I possibly can. Or sacrifice the creature. Yeah, not noticing that Ride the Shoe Puff was certainly a bit of a problem. And here they're going to continue Earth Crystalling. Maybe I should have taken that one of the crystals that I saw. The what was it? The black one. Pass, block. Just going to get out of flashing back the demons though. Commune with beavers first. Oh, nice, find a land. Go digging. Marlborough, I suppose. Not too bad. And then I can actually play the Marlborough. Just because it gets rid of some of what they've got going on there. Finn, Gallup's final act. Actually, yeah, it's kind of nice. So I am gonna crew up the card and attack. Oh, actually, that was a terrible idea because now I just lose because they double up everything next turn and I don't have a flying blocker. Well, that was a big old mistake. Go 0-3 in this draft, which is certainly not the sort of result that we were looking for. But I suppose, you know, as they say, shit happens. So after a few really solid outings, end up being a little bit down on that one. But I'm sure we will bounce back some other time soon to continue on with hopefully some climbing. It's been Transphemerate, and as always, I'll see you on the rebound. Take care.